I'm Jaquela Page, and I'm going to share my testimony. First of all, last year, this time, I was a completely different person. I was so immersed in sin that, it was crazy. I'm a completely different person. I'm living proof that God could change anyone. Any sin that you have, God can cover. His grace is just so big that it doesn't matter, because any sin you could think of, I've done. And He has created in me a new heart and a new mindset. And it started off when I was in college, and my freshman year, and I was already deep into sin, but I was just immersed into a bigger atmosphere. I was exposed to a lot of things, and I was doing anything you could possibly think of. I was a typical American girl going to college, living in the world. I was just so lost. I was drinking, smoking, having sex, doing anything and everything to fill the void inside of me. It's a void that I was trying to fulfill since the day my father died, probably. And the type of family that I grew up in, my father was I felt like he was my everything, and the only love that I've ever known was from a man, because my father was the one who showed me love, and my mom's not really affectionate, so I didn't know love on any other type of basis other than from a man. So I would ever since I was in sixth grade, I guess you could say, I've been trying to fulfill that void. Yeah, I've always been trying to fill that void. And that's what happened in college. I was still trying to fill this void that couldn't be fulfilled without God. And I didn't know that back then. Back then, I just wanted to be loved anyway, every way, whatever it was, I wanted it. And I wasn't the greatest person. I was shallow. I was materialistic. I was just a really bad person. And I was just too comfortable with sin. I was so comfortable with sin to the point I adopted the worldly mentality of guy. I felt like I had something above other people, above other girls, because I had adopted that mentality of a guy. The one who could just sleep with anyone and not have feelings for them. I was that person, and I felt like I had the upper hand because I was detached from everyone I've ever been with, and I thought I was a player. And then I met this guy, and I caught feelings for him, and it was the first time I ever caught feelings for someone, seriously. But what attracted me to him was his relationship with God. I was envious of it, kinda, because I wanted a relationship with God. I wanted whatever he had with God. It was I wanted it. I wanted to meet God on my own. I wanted I wanted that unconditional love that he had from God. I wanted it. So I strived for it, but I was still doing what I was been doing. I didn't change at all. I actually didn't start changing until God removed him from my life. Whenever God removed him from my life, that's when I had even bigger desire to fill this void inside of me. I joined everything. I joined the praise dance team. I joined the usher ministry. I joined Women of the Well. I joined anything and everything that had God's name on it because I wanted to know him. But yet, I was still living the way I used to live. I didn't change at all. And I didn't really start changing, until I started sacrificing things in my life, until I started giving up things for God. That's when things happened. Like, the first thing I gave up was music, secular music. I was a heavy fan of Drake, and I would just listen to music all the time. Wake up, get dressed, put on my headphones, walk to class. When class is over, put in them headphones, go back to my dorm room, listen to more music, doing my homework, listen to music, walking, listen to music. Anything that I was doing, I would listen to music, you know. And I didn't realize how much of the impact that music had on me until I was like, I'm gonna give up music for Lent. I'm gonna give it up for like 2 months, I think it is. So I stopped listening to music. And whenever I stopped listening to music, that's when I felt God's presence. That's when I started hearing God's voice louder, more clear. It's so easy to get distracted in this world because most people never have a moment of silence with God. Most people are too busy worried about the world, too busy with these social networking sites, too busy just watching TV, listening to unhealthy music. And I didn't realize how much music influenced me until I gave it up. Now that I think about the people I used to listen to, no wonder I was suicidal. Like, seriously. Like, Drake, he is so depressing. Seriously, he is. And whenever I stopped listening to music, because I learned and I discovered that, like, it really has an effect on your emotions. Like, when you're sad, you're putting on sad music, and it gets you it makes you even deeper into your feelings. And I feel like I don't want nothing to be able to control my emotions that isn't holy, that isn't a part of God, like, and that music just isn't. And I gave it up. And then I signed up to get baptized. And like like the week like that I was about to get baptized, I started to stumble. I don't know why. I was in the library studying for my biology midterm or final, something like that. I forget what it was. But I was studying. I remember hearing this voice inside of me saying, kill yourself. Kill yourself. You don't deserve to live. And I just remember just crying my eyes out. And I didn't know where this was coming from. I'm like, what? And I just started crying and crying and crying my eyes out. And I started praying. But it didn't automatically get better from there. Whenever it got better after I got baptized. I'm not saying like after you get baptized, everyone has like this big thing and it's like, woo. No, God is the one who saves you, not the people that baptized you. But after I got baptized, that's when I started changing seriously. After I got baptized, I felt free. I felt like I had a purpose, and my purpose was to do God's will. And that's when I started changing. That's when I had a new mind, a new heart. And yeah, and I am a completely different person, and I'm free of all my sins that I've committed because of God's grace and His love for me. And today, that void is filled because I know that God loves me. And I don't need anyone else in this world to love me as long as I have God. I don't need guys. I don't need sex. I don't need drugs. I don't need anything other than God.